Hi everyone, Craig here, and in this video I'm going to give you a quick update on some of the projects I've been working on in my tropical garden over the past few days. We'll be taking a look at another garden sent in from someone in the tropical tribe. And at some point during this video, we'll be announcing the winner of last week's seed giveaway. The weather's not been too bad at all here. Sun during the day, and the nighttime temperatures are staying at about 9-10 degrees, and not much cooler than that. So I've not had to worry about fleecing the plants in the past week, which is great. It means that all those tender tropical plants that we were planting out in recent videos are starting to settle in well and are putting out lots of new leaves, and hopefully will be flowering fairly soon. And all this early success is starting to make me a bit overconfident, and I'm moving a lot of my tender tropical plants outdoors, getting them ready to enjoy summer outside. Plants like this variegated Congo cockatoo impatiens, which is exactly the same as the other plant we planted out recently, except it has these lovely golden variegated leaves. I've also started to be really brave, or risky, or dumb, and started to move some of my Rex begonias outdoors. And this is for two reasons. One, I'd like to see them amongst all of the foliage outside. And two, we're decorating the house, and I don't want them to get damaged or forgotten. I'm hoping these begonias enjoy life, with the humidity and shade that's provided at this end of the stream. And at the top end of our stream, where the microclimate is completely different, we've got our arid bed, where we plant succulents. I've been furloughed now for several weeks, so with the amount of time I've been spending at home because of this virus, I've been staring at this part of the stream and just needed to tidy up the bed. So using only plants that were already here, I pulled it all out and put it back together in a way that looks much more organised and much more tidy. And I've added some grasses. The grasses are Stipa tenuissima, and my mum grew these from seed that she collected from her own garden. I think they work really well, adding a bit of movement amongst the rocks and the succulents. And I'm really enjoying the contrast between the airy blades of grass and the big jungly leaves that surround it. And another detail that became apparent from the amount of time that I've been staring out at my garden recently is that the edging stones on one of my beds needed resetting. So just using a fork and hand trowel, I lifted them and then replaced them again as edging stones along this part of the bed. It's surprising what small touches like this make, and it's really tidied up the look of the garden, but it has messed up the edges of the grass. Luckily, I could get my hands on a small amount of grass seed that I've just scattered thinly across the soil, and I'll keep this watered, and hopefully in the coming weeks we'll have a nice lush grassy area in the middle of the garden again. And while I was sowing these grass seeds, I noticed these leaves popping up out of the ground, which I'm thinking is the hosta Big Daddy that I'd completely forgotten about. Otherwise, I wouldn't have planted this alocasia right on top of it. I'm going to leave them both where they are and hope it just creates a lush, leafy edge to the stream. Sometimes I enjoy happy accidents like this. They can have good or bad results, but only time will tell. Let's wait and see. And it's time for me to start placing out some of my homegrown vegetable seedlings. This is a bushy runner bean that will stay low and provide lots of dangling vegetables, and I'm hoping it's going to look good in the jungle garden. I've just got to decide where to put it now. But I'm really liking the look of these vegetables alongside exotic blooms like this Alstroemeria. It's just starting to come out in full bloom. These were the first flowers to open and they're looking a little bit tatty, but there's plenty more buds to follow. So this should be soon covered in that exotic tropical colours. And I planted out those Ipomoea seedlings that I said I was going to grow to climb up evergreen shrubs that don't really flower during the summer. Here, it's in a pot climbing up this Pseudopanax mower's toes. It's a nice looking shrub but doesn't produce flowers during the summer. But with this climber, it will be covered in red blooms all summer long. But that's enough from me. Let's see how the rest of the tropical tribe is doing by having a look at one of the gardens that's been sent in. This week's garden has been kindly shared with us by Stewart from Swindon. It's 44 foot long and 22 foot wide, which isn't a bad sized garden, but it's on a new build, so it has a relatively thin layer of topsoil on top of very heavy clay. And to add to that list of challenges, Stewart's garden is on a steep slope. So let's see what steps he took to conquer these challenges and create a lush tropical paradise. Looking at the progress pictures that Stewart shared with us all, it looks as though he started by laying grass and creating a bed at the back of the garden. And it looks as though Stewart, or somebody Stewart knows, is very handy with DIY, because all of this timber has been bought in to build raised beds to one side of the garden. Raised beds are such a great solution to help you grow plants when you've got poor soil or heavy clay. It helps with drainage and you can control the quality of the soil. And look at the transformation of this area when these new raised beds are planted up. It's great as well. That bamboo, which looks as though it's been used for privacy, has already gained 4 or 5 foot in height because it's been planted into a raised bed. Great idea. And look at those Echiums at the back. They are absolutely towering above everything else in his garden. Echium flowers are looking great at this time of year. Comment below and let me know if you're growing Echiums. With that mix of foliage from the bamboo, the palm trees, I can see a tetrapanax at the back and all sorts of other things planted in between. The garden is looking really, really lush. And with the addition of the greenhouse and that lovely wooden arbour adding vertical structure, the garden is well on its way to being Stewart's own patch of paradise. And just look at that transformation. From bare soil to a lush tropical styled garden. Stewart has used different foliage colours and sizes and shapes of leaves to create a really jungly effect. Thank you, Stewart, so much for sharing your garden with all of us in the tropical tribe. And if you'd like to share your hard work and show us your patch of paradise, please send us some pictures to shareyourgarden@tropicaltribe.co.uk. I'd love to see everybody else's gardens and share them with everybody who watches these videos. Trust me, there is nothing better than sharing your hard work with lots of other people. Okay, it's time to announce the winner of our sugarcane seed giveaway. The seeds for this giveaway have been kindly donated by the Tropical Roof Garden. I've put a link to their online shop and their Facebook page in the description below. Be sure to go and check out their shop. They've got all sorts of weird and wonderful exotic seeds. Let's use an online random comment picker to see who wins this packet of seeds. Way, congratulations, Jack. If you could just email me at hello@tropicaltribe.co.uk telling me your postal address, the guys at the Tropical Roof Garden will get your seeds posted out to you. Thank you to everybody who entered. And don't forget, if you want to be part of the Tropical Tribe, all you need to do is hit subscribe. And if you've got your own patch of paradise, please send us some pictures. It really is great to share your work with everybody else. Now thank you so much for watching, and in the coming weeks I'm going to be doing lots of how-to videos as well as a spring tour of my tiny tropical garden. See you next time.